We close tonight by talking about fixing the problems in Ferguson and beyond. Ferguson Judge Ronald Brockmeyer has resigned after being named in that Justice Department report on bias in the city's police department and in the courts. He was a key figure in the abuse identified by the Attorney General.
A community where both policing and municipal court practices were found to be disproportionately harmful to African-American residents. The city relies on the police force to serve essentially as a collection agency for the municipal court rather than as a law enforcement entity.
City officials bragged that Judge Brockmeyer had been successful in significantly increasing court collections over the years. The feds say many of these fees are widely considered abusive and may be unlawful. At the same time, the report says the judge used his influence to get rid of tickets for himself and his friends. Brockmeyer no longer works in Ferguson, but he still works as a judge in a nearby town and a prosecutor in 3 others. In fact, the New York Times says, quote, there are cities around St. Louis with far greater racial disparities in traffic stops than Ferguson, and cities with court systems that appear even more predatory. But of course, we know the problems aren't limited to St. Louis or to the state of Missouri. This is happening all over the country, and it's wrong. And let us not forget, the Justice Department came in because the protests, because people raised their voices, because people were outraged, because Michael Brown's family stood up. If there had not been for those young people that would not stop protesting, if it had not been for those of us that helped amplify it, if the attention wasn't there, that judge may not have resigned. That may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but if you were one that had to stand in front of him, it means a lot to you. Sometimes progress takes large steps, sometimes small steps, but we must fight because every step is a step in the road toward what is fair and just and what works for all. Equal protection under the law. This judge shows that we ought to commend those that shed light in a constructive way on a destructive situation in the criminal justice system in that part of the country.